All right, we have a huge day, couple days actually, here at HMC Digital Practice. Two things going on, the first of which today is our continued live stream of our project to build an environmental analysis dashboard. We're teaming up with our regenerative design group and doing a live charrette today. It's going out on our live stream, so you won't see it live, but I will put a link down below so that you can check it out and see what we're doing. It's an ongoing project. We'll be streaming every week, we're hoping, and just continuing that project so you can see the whole thing. So I'm going to jump in there and help get it set up, and then maybe show you a little bit about what that is here on this video, but then again, check the link below when you want to see the real thing.
I'm ready.
Just want to share one thing that we have in this office that is awesome. Right there, cold brew on tap, and it's amazing. Live stream starts in about 15 minutes. Let's adjust this here. All right, that looks good. I am at USC this morning, University of Southern California. Yesterday, when I was shooting the first part of this video, we were about to go and do our live stream. I think it went pretty well. We're basically showing behind the scenes of the development of this dashboard. It's basically a tool to help designers make decisions early on in a process regarding environmental analysis about new architectural projects. So our goal is to take you behind the scenes throughout this summer once a week. You can tune into the live stream, you can comment, you can chat. Anyway, it was totally different. I think as we move through the summer, we're going to be trying a bunch of different things to present to you guys. And basically the idea is that you get to participate and see behind the scenes. So anyway, we'll see where that goes. Today, I'm at USC. Alright, so why am I at USC? University of Southern California Architecture Program. This is the 13th annual BIM Bob. It's a fast-paced, one-day technology conference, and it's a fantastic conference. It's only $55, which is amazing, so come next year. But I am the final speaker today. There's basically a bunch of speakers who do proper presentations, 25-minute long. I'm really excited about seeing McNeil, the makers of Rhinoceros, present today. It's going to be super cool because they're going to be showing off Rhino inside. And overall, I think it's going to be a fantastic conference. Lots of cool stuff's going to be on display. For the final hour, 10 different people are giving 5-minute presentations. I'm the very final one to go. I've got a super positive message that I want to share with everybody. And anyway, I need to go prepare. I've got my my notes right here on paper. I'm gonna go through my presentation one more time, maybe 2 more times before the conference actually begins. So I'm here early. Looking forward to it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So wish me luck. I think the talk's gonna go fantastic, and I can't wait to show it to you. All right, so a couple of things. I think this is a theme in my videos. I like to talk about a couple of things all the time. First one is that if you're interested in what was talked about at the BIM Bob, I talked about it at length on my podcast, which is ArchiSpeak. Check the link below in the description if you're interested in all of the different presentations that I saw in the room that I was in. I actually didn't talk about all of them, but I talked about quite a few of them in depth. And again, listen to the latest episode of ArchiSpeak, which is linked below in the description. If you're at all interested in high-tech stuff at architecture and BIM and Rhino and Grasshopper and interoperability, that was definitely the theme of the day before I got to my talk at the very end of the day. So that's thing number one. All right, so item number 2, a little bit of bad news here. The camera that I'm using right now to record this, of course, filled up the memory card because I had been recording all morning, getting ready for my talk and doing a little background footage and introductions and recording the whole day before, all that kind of stuff for the live stream thing that you already saw in the video. This camera actually has 2 memory card slots, but the second slot, the card was sitting on my desk at home. I don't know how that happened. I had been offloading a bunch of stuff from one of my previous outings. So I left it there on accident, didn't even have it in the camera. So I was pretty surprised after my talk was all over to come back and my friend Noah says, the camera, it filled up, the memory card filled up, and he obviously didn't know what to do. It's not his camera, so not his fault. So luckily Noah had a GoPro right next to him that he was also going to record the whole thing on. And turns out that didn't record it either. So backup number 2, a complete fail. Awesome. Luckily, like any good technology person, 3 backups, kids. 3 backups is the rule. My colleague Nancy saved the day by just handheld recording this thing on her iPhone. So that's what you get to see. So huge thanks to Nancy. I'm just glad we got anything at all. I've definitely learned a lesson here. Double and triple check your gear before you do anything like this. Anyway, here is my 5-minute BIM Bob that I ended the day with for the whole conference. It's called Evolve or Dissolve.
Hey everybody, I'm Troxel and I'm the Director of Digital Practice at HMC Architects and the co-host of America's favorite architectural podcast, ArchiSpeak. And my presentation is a little bit different. So, in a world. Today we saw the trailer for this summer's blockbuster, all about interoperability, it seems. And I think that one of the things about this room, this group, is that what we are all focused on right now is the highest tech, and we're talking about the highlight reel. Basically, the social media of today that we all flip through on our phones. And I want to kind of focus this on the other huge percentage of firms that are out there who are all trying to define their digital transformation. And many people in this room have already figured it out. Many people presenting today have figured it out, but obviously there's an audience out there of people who have not, and there is no playbook for that. So I want to kind of focus on that and come at you from that perspective. So HMC Architects, we've been around for 79 years. We started in 1940 with one person about 30 miles east of here in Ontario, California. And over the last 79 years, we've grown to over 7 offices, 7 plus or minus, it just depends on the year, and about 350 people. So we're no startup, right? But we're no Stantec either. So we're basically very successful, and we're also totally at odds with transforming once again. I just want to throw this in there. This is a cool picture by esteemed photographer Julia Schulman. That's a little bit of cred for HMC right there. But what if I were to give you a plot twist and tell you that none of this matters? So, quick story. Last spring, I was in Yosemite Valley rock climbing with my kids. Here's my youngest on the first pitch of the Nose, which is the tallest climb in the valley, 3,000 feet tall, solid granite, super aesthetic, begging to be climbed, and my kids are just now getting into climbing. So I've been climbing about 25 years, and my kids do not care about that. I call my kids little climber startups, right? They don't care about my experience, they only care about what's next and what they're up to. And just to give a little bit of context, we climbed that much of the Nose, and I mean, that's what startups are, right? It's a long road ahead. But I will also say that you know, again, the kids don't really care what dad's done before, just like startups kind of don't care what HMC's done before, or any successful firm who's been around for a long time. So, 45 days to do the first ascent of the Nose back in 1957. Last year, 2 climbers did it in under 2 hours. And I think that's kind of analogous to what we're up against today in the profession that we are all in. So, I called my kids startups. I recently became aware of a new term called end-ups. Have you guys heard this? John Maeda coined this term, and it's for companies that have been around for a long time and who are successful. I kind of think of HMC as a mid-up. I coined that term. And because I want us to be around for another 79 years. And so that's my job as Director of Digital Practice, kind of think about where are we headed, how are we going to get there, right? So we had a all-firm gathering, brought everybody to one place just a few months ago, and our CEO had this message for us as we talked about the future and where we're headed. Talk, tell, transform. And they tweeted this, so if you like it, you can steal it. This is something that's out there for everybody. I think this is something that we all need to do to be able to get to that level, for us all to evolve. And I'm going to add one more word, because I think that our profession is going to rely on this. It's going to take all of us to do this together. So I add talk, tell, transform together. And one way that I'm doing that is I am putting videos out on YouTube, using social media to inspire my firm and get us all on the same page, and also to share that out with the rest of the profession, whoever's willing to watch. And so maybe you've seen some of these. I also do it on America's favorite architectural podcast, ArchiSpeak. But I definitely have started to hear things throughout the office in little corners, and I have to listen really hard because we all know that there's people in our companies who definitely don't want to change or are going to be the ones that we have to drag kicking and screaming. So this is really aimed at that audience, and then whoever else is willing to come along with us for the journey, because our whole profession does rely on it. So I'll leave you with this question, which is the title of my talk. Which will you choose, to evolve or dissolve? And really, my challenge to you today is take everything that you've learned here today and do not keep it to yourself. Share it. Share it with everybody that you know. Share it with everybody in your firm. Don't hang on to it yourself, and come on this journey with us. Thanks.
All right, that was super fun. I am now riding home, going about 2 miles an hour. Every lane is blocked. We've got an accident that I've got to deal with. It was a great conference. I'm not getting home anytime soon, so I thought I'd take a minute here to just talk to you and wrap up this video. I just thought it went great. I thought that I got some great comments after the talk. People really liked the storytelling aspect of it, and I think that people were pretty inspired to share what they had learned and help raise the level of the profession as we look at the future and what all of the implications are for digital and technology and how it's really creating a new future for us to work toward. So that's it. Other than that, I'm just gonna sit here in this traffic and go home and try to unwind and relax after a very long last couple days. So a sneak peek into a couple of days, digital practice, HMC. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.